Hello everyone and welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to share my practical experience which I had with MuleSoft Intelligent Document Processing while implementing a critical use case for one of our client. Client was so technical, he wanted to understand what is happening behind the scene, each and everything while extracting the data by using MuleSoft IDP. So the use case was very simple. The unstructured document, either PDF or images, will be coming as part of the email attachment. That attachment will be picked up by the MuleSoft. MuleSoft will send that to the IDP. IDP will extract the relevant data. That relevant structured data will be passed on to the Salesforce opportunity object. Now, client questions were like this. Okay, what type of documents are valid for MuleSoft IDP? What all LLM models are getting used? What is this confidence score? When human comes into picture, how this MuleSoft IDP handles the peak load. Basically, you wanted to understand, is there any auto scaling enabled on this service? Whatever system is getting used behind the scene, how that system handles the critical data like PII data. Here we're having questions like, okay, whether the extracted data is getting used for the training that model. Whether we have any limitations while sending these documents to MuleSoft or MuleSoft IDP in terms of size and number of pages. Let me answer all those questions one by one. So the first question, anything comes in form of PDF, images, TIFF document, anything within limit of 8 to 10 MB, less than equal to 50 pages. These documents can have handwritten notes, it can have tables, it can have checkboxes. All these are valid documents to get data extracted by MuleSoft IDP. Now this document can come from any source section where MuleSoft can connect, like S3 bucket, SharePoint, SFTP, even your Salesforce where the document can be attached. All these are valid for MuleSoft IDP. Once these are picked up by MuleSoft, MuleSoft will do its validation, check the size, check the number of pages. If everything is fine, it will send that document to the IDP. Now what IDP does? IDP exposes two REST endpoints. One is to post the data, another is to get the extracted structured data. So two endpoints will be exposed by this service. Now this service is auto enabled with auto scaling. So auto scaling is by default enabled on this service. This is fully managed by MuleSoft. Okay, and during a peak load, it can scale itself up to 10 to 15 pods. So that means peak loads will be handled easily by this particular service. Now let me come back to the data extraction. When the document is passed on to this IDP service, IDP does, okay, so it does two things. If it uses the multimodal, okay, before that, it supports OpenAI right now and Gemini. Okay, so I'll show you what all models are supported from these two sections. Now, once we select multimodal, there is an option to select multimodal. In that case, if you have handwritten notes, if you have tables, if you have checkboxes, the multimodal performs well. So if you select the multimodal, then this particular document will be passed on as it is to the LLM model plus, so this doc plus the prompts. Now docs plus prompt will work together and then the data, relevant data will be extracted with confidence score. Now what is this confidence score? Confidence score is something where IDP is saying, I have extracted data, the probability of that data to be exact matching with the data in your PDF or images, that is what this probability, that is what this percentage. Now if this percentage, if we set the threshold value, for example, you set the 90 as a threshold value, then if the confidence score is below 90, then that document will be passed on to the manual review, and that's where the human will come into picture. Now, if you are not using multimodal, then this document first This IDP will perform the OCR, plus it will pass on the prompts. So there are two options here in your IDP. So if you are using multimodal, then OCR won't happen. OCR is something optical character recognition. So whatever data is there in your, that will be extracted as a text, and that complete text plus prompts will be passed on to your LLM model, and then rest of the things will happen again. Now the client was worried about this PII data. Now at the IDP level, we have option to select as a parameter, as an option, we can say that handle PII data. Now this LLM model, whatever system, okay, for extraction is enabled, that is enabled by Salesforce. Now Salesforce is adding the Einstein Trust Layer. The moment you bring the Einstein Trust Layer, everything will be taken care by Salesforce. For example, no data retention policy, zero copy policy. Your data won't get used for training that model. The moment your extraction is done, everything will be deleted from that LLM model server. Your PI data will be masked before sending or tokenized before sending it to the LLM model. That everything will be taken care by Einstein Trust Layer. Okay. Now, once the data extracted, once the security is handled, data is secure, now completely extracted. If it is went for human review, the human will look at the extracted values compared with the values inside the document, and he may update or may not update and approve it. Once it is approved, it will continue from the point where it is stopped. So it will resume from there, and the data will be extracted in the JSON format, and that data will be passed on to the Salesforce. Now behind the scene, this IDP service, so to perform this action, right, complete processing, it uses something called automation credit. Automation credits. Now you'll be asking, okay, is there any calculation or math? How many credits will be used? So yes, so it will use 30 credits per page. And this credit will be tracked from your digital wallet in Salesforce. Now everything will be tracked. Whatever you're consuming from your license, that will be tracked from digital wallet. Okay. Now how many pages you have processed, that will be tracked from your usage report. So you can go to the usage reports. You can select a product called Intelligent Document Processing. Now how to use this usage report? I have uploaded multiple videos in that topic. I'll recommend you to go ahead, watch those and see how to use the usage report and understand monthly based report, daily based reports, and come back here. Now that's what I wanted to share my experience with intelligent document processing in practical way. Hope you liked it. Before you go, three things: subscribe the channel, hit the like button and bell icon, and share with your friends. Thank you for watching.